Hello, everyone. Lakeist here. Hope you all are doing great today, feeling good today. Happy Mondays. Y'all know it's my favorite day. Um, and let's just get straight into it. Um, I'm hearing a change gonna come. A change is shifting. A change is happening. A change gonna come. But it's in like that old, like towards the end of a black movie. Change gonna come. Like really, like one of them, wrapping up the end of the story saga. Got everybody's like synopsis at the end. And I feel like that's currently what's happening. Is it's almost like I'm being flipping like to the back of the book to read like the information about the author or just even like side little, the little reviews about the book. It's almost giving that information like reviews, looking up a synopsis, a summary of who you are or what you have done, what you previously have done, created. All of these things is very shifted and moved in that energy of being like that, of being like, okay, this this is how it started. This is what happened. It's like the end of those movies where it's like, and then they lost the keys. This is what they was hoping, and then they went on to this. What is that, Coach Carter? What is it? Hopeful, yes I am. Hopeful for today. It's like, and then they're at the end, and they all like hugging each other, and they say, and they went to college, and they did this, and they said this. It's really giving the end, the end of something, but it's almost like the end of your old self, Scorpio energy, that personal death energy, that personal, emotion, personal discovery. I'm looking for the word and the word is escaping me. It's like you're gonna have to create new words, new feelings, new emotions, personal power. Thank you, Spirit. I carve up in power. Okay, it's like it's understanding that energy in itself and how that has been working and focusing with you and shifting. It's literally, you're at the end of this book, you're at the end of this series. You know, you're at the end of more than just a chapter. You have been going through chapters, reviewing chapters. I'm seeing somebody editing something like when you used to write it out, like here we're gonna write this out longhand and then we're gonna set this up and then we're gonna do this. And then here goes the rough draft. It gets edited and then here goes the final draft. Okay, now here goes the final story. It's that type of way. So you guys can be writing something as well, creating something. I'm hearing writing a speech. You're creating a letter to not only to yourself but to your future self and how you are setting things up, and it's pushing you in a way that is a very, very strong dynamic and how and what you're doing and the way that you're moving, right? Clear out this energy, I say. And the way that you are walking into this energy is very confident. It's very, very confident. And I feel like it is also mainly because you can read yourself. You have been revising yourself. You've allowed other people, like I said, it feels like those other reviews on the back, you've allowed other people to give positive feedback, or constructive criticism. Actually constructive criticism, because that word, not actually constructive criticism, leading you somewhere. You have a lot of people in your life that truly want to see the best in you. And also, even if it's not even people that you know intimately, it's people that you have changed and you have allowed to receive that information as well. You are creating something. I'm hearing this like dictionary words. Yeah, communication, words, birds, throat chakra, blue energy, cerulean energy, just cerulean as well. It's very communicative, open mouth, no tongue to cheek type stuff. Like you are really, it's creating something. You are manifesting, you are cultivating and shifting worlds essentially and dynamics and how you are. So you definitely could be writing a book. I could be here, even the way that you write on your posts on social media are changing. The way that you collaborate with people now are changing. The way that you think and spill the way that you think and feel about self, and being able to narrate that in a way that is really highly positive. Yeah, the way that you have been shifting, shaking, and moving things, you're moving in a way that is very strong. That's why it like took me so long. It's like I'm feeling. It's like you were gathering the words, gathering it. You didn't just want to speak to speak. You didn't just want to do to do. You didn't just want to create to create. You didn't want to just release to really, like, you didn't just want to do things just to do things. You wanted to do it because you actually knew that this was a moment that is leading to different moments, different experiences, different growths, different healings, different embarkments, like, it was so much more that it was leading you to, that you recognize, like, okay, this is okay for me to take pauses, for me to think, for me to be like, okay, what is it? Okay, all right. Because you're like, okay, let me get this correctly. Or at least close to correct, I'm hearing. Get it at least close to correct as correct can be. And really allowing that to be the development of my life. And you have been really allowing that. And I'm hearing even the colors that you choose. I'm looking back at the little certificate, even the colors that you're choosing to write with now. You're invoking something inside of that. You're just being a lot more creative with your hands, so your hands can be very important. Um, you're just being a lot more creative with your hands and uh, thinking and how you think. It just you're moving in that sense of the healing. I'm hearing you can be doing palm reading. You're picking up a new habit, a new hobby. I seen a card that was flipped over. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Jesus Louise. Maybe it might be easier to do it this way. Here it is. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. You guys are creating something new. Like I said, these moments, these things. I remember I had a friend that she had everybody, she requested that everybody, for my goddaughter's birthday, write, like a story that you want her to read when she gets older. I think she was like 2 at the time, turning 2 or 3 at the time. And she, something that she can read later on, just write a story or, little things or whatever, something that you want her to know as she grows up, from everybody in the family. A lot of people didn't do it. Sadly, a lot of people did not do it. And that kind of just also opened her eyes. But I wrote out, like, I have these little quotes or little isms that I sing. So I just wrote out at least like 2 pages of them. Just 2 pages of it. And I had such a joy writing it. And I made sure that it was as neat as possible because my handwriting is far from neat, far from readable. I write like a kitten. I got to learn to write. But it was something that I knew she was creating something that in this moment, like I said, it was going to be passed down to her daughter. Something that she can read from that information. So it's like you are creating something in these moments, these healing moments, these breakthrough moments, these creating moments where it's like a synopsis of your life. Like, this is what they went to do. And it's just the end of this saga. Like I said, this book is like, it feels like a chapter's closing, but no, Spirit is saying it's so much bigger. It's not just a chapter. This is a whole book, a whole saga closing, a whole ending, a 10 of Pentacles. This is the ending of something, and you are creating it for long lasting. So that when you go back to those journals, those books, those memories, those feelings, when you're even presented with your triggers, with your healing points, when you're in these new relationships and these new opportunities and you're faced with, okay, all those things that you worked on or just shifting, it's going to be like, this is what they decided to do. This is the end. This is what happened at the end of the night. This is what happened at the end of the day. And you're taking that in and such an inclination. My words have been really messing with me today. I don't know if we're in a retrograde. It's not something I really pay attention to anymore as a spiritual person. Personally, like I do sometimes a lot more, and then sometimes I don't. But the more spiritual I get, I'm realizing like if it's going to affect me, I'm going to be. It's just I'm going to have to live with it either way. Either way. I don't know. That's just me though. But we have the Ten of Swords. A lot of tens, you're ending a whole lot of things. So you're ending, I'm hearing old traditions, especially the Ten of Pentacles. I'm hearing swept under the rug. And every time I used to hear that as a child, crazy. Every time I hear it as a child or just hear that now, I always imagine somebody sweeping something under the rug, but it's like this mound. And the rug is not even really sitting on top of the dust because the dust is piled up so much that it's like we can see the dust, we can see the wreck, we can see this trash. Like we know it's under there, it's not going anywhere. And so I always imagine that as being like sweeping things under the rug. And I feel like with this Ten of Swords, you're recognizing I'm not going to sweep things under the rug anymore. Things need to be said. Things need to be heard. I'm not going to place myself in false shelter anymore. And I'm saying false biblical consumption, so you guys can be, moving away from that kind of religious aspect and being more having a more personal relationship. I'm hearing with God, allowing yourself these things of that removal of feeling a certain type of way or having to do things a certain time. It's like that has not worked for our family. I mean, that has not worked for our family. That has not worked for us. That's not even working for you. Why are you giving me that advice? So it's really taking things in and understanding what is the end of my book going to look like? What is my author's note to this end of this saga? I'm starting a new trilogy, or it's like you're recognizing where is the ending coming, because it's going to have to come from me, and it's here. Spirit is saying in here, in here, in here. Yeah, we have the Chariot card, Cancer. You're going into some unknown territory because you're going to have to start a new book. You're going to have to start at a chapter 1 again. Before you get the prologue and then chapter 1, what does your prologue to your life look like? To your new life look like? What is your new life going to entail? Because the chapters is what you fill up along the way in this new part of your life. What is the prologue? Who was this new book dedicated to? It's a lot with books and writing. I'm hearing blogs, books, scripts, all these things. It's really writing energy, reading energy even. It's a lot of knowledge coming in and being able to focus on that very surely. So you guys could be writing something, creating something, building something. I'm hearing a learner's guide. I'm seeing those little books where it's like plumbing for dumbasses. It's kind of like one of those things, like you guys are creating something. I say teaching energy, literally this astuteness about you, this readiness and preparedness, you're, and I love that Cancer decided to slip right into the middle of the Chariot card, right in the middle of that fourth house, that foundation, that intuition, that emotional energy. These cards keep popping out. And yeah, we got Virgo energy coming in here, the Hermit. Ooh. Right under the Chariot card. It feels like you are ready to come out. Like I said, you're recognizing after you, and it's so crazy because they kind of look like they're almost in the same position. And like I said, Swords is your mental. Once you realize I'm mentally removing this out of my life, I'm not sweeping things under the rug. I'm not going to hold my tongue anymore. I'm not going to hide my feelings anymore. I'm not going to keep up this tradition or this guise. I'm not going to not participate. It's things where you're recognizing the way that I'm pushing in my life to build it up. That's ending. What does my prelude look like? My prelude. The start of it look like? Where is the beginning? Who is it dedicated to? When did it start? When was this existence in? And so you're recognizing, like I said, you relieve that mental, and you recognize that you knew, recognize. I keep messing up words today. I say, mm, recognizing that you know so much, you understand so much, and it's time to put that into action. Virgo is that earth energy, that action energy almost. I'm like, let's put this into action. Let's put this into force. Let's put this into drive. Let's move this in the right way, in the right direction. That's why they're very analytical. Let's get ready. Let's set this up. Let's move this here. Let's set this up there. Because they recognize, okay, we got to get a move on. You're no longer hiding in the shadows. You're no longer keeping your mouth closed. You're no longer going around situations just to go around them because of who they are. You're setting up new traditions. Yeah. Ooh. It's like the cards are like this, but they flip like this. You see what I'm saying? Ashe, we got the devil card coming out here, Capricorn energy, Wheel of Fortune card coming in here. It's giving me very Scorpio, Aquarius, and Libra energy with this Wheel of Fortune card. I gotta sneeze. Come on. Let's see if it come out during this. Let's hope. But with the devil card being right under the Ten of Pentacles, like I said, you're removing those false traditions. You're not just doing stuff because the family always did it this way. You're not just sweeping things under the rug. You're creating something new. You're recognizing that, again, those moments when I'm deciding to, like I did with my goddaughter, write out those synopses, those quotes, those isms, those sayings, those proverbs is kind of what I called it, because that's kind of how I was structuring it, kind of like almost like proverbs in the Bible, like really setting things up. You're recognizing the more that I'm involved in the creation of a legacy, of a lineage, of something that is long lasting. I'm recognizing that the more that I put into my craft, my passions, my hobbies, my love, that is more something that I can be rooted in long term, something I can be grounded in long term, something that's going to be here. You're recognizing I'm no longer being obsessive. I've been obsessive and obsessing and worrying and stressing and minuting and going back to, it's like I'm not mulling over all these things over and over and over and over and over again. Never realized their wings almost kind of look like, you possibly can't see, but their wings kind of look like bricks almost, or like the top of a building. Like I said, you're building something that isn't weighing you down. You're not going towards stuff that's fleeting, that's draining, that's suffocating, that's denying, that's pushing you under. You're going towards something that is like, not only can I, the hell was that? Not only can I learn for self and teach self, but I can learn from others and teach others, and they can teach me in all these things. I'm pushing something further. This Wheel of Fortune energy right under Ashe, a lot of major arcana cards. Like I said, you're starting over, you're beginning something new. Clearing up that throat chakra. I also was throwing up and purging last night as well, so that can be a sign for you as well. I have to work and do some glamour magic on myself to kind of get some things together. So that can also be a sign of recognizing, okay, I'm gonna release some things and working magic on myself, but all reflections to some point, at some point, because sometimes you just reflection on yourself. That's a different story, whatever day. Well, be mindful of who you are and recognize who other people are. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's what I'm gonna say, and that's what I'm gonna put it. Okay, Ashe. With the Wheel of Fortune right under the Ten of Swords, you're recognizing again, I can either sit here and be frantic and have somebody else continuously spin this wheel, even with the devil up top, almost like it's pounding drums, like do 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 do. Or you can be the person that, like I said, somebody is really into palm reading or something with their hands. I'm seeing boxing, because the hands in this is very, very like they're sticking out to me. Very much like your hands are very much immune. Your shadow makers. So very much you work and craft and heal with your hands. You can do Reiki healing, you can do cooking, you can, like I said, boxing. You can do writing, drawing, all these things, but they're playing chess in this one. You can't see the hands in the chariot, but the hands are penetrated, but there's one hand free down over here. Then you got the hands kind of like creeping over, hands kind of covering the face and the back of the head, but they're still peeking through. The hands, even the hands that's on the boy, lady, child, whatever this is. I don't know what that thing is. The person, excuse me, sorry. Their hands are turning almost dead. But the person that has the fortune, their hands are, it doesn't look like it's kind of falling off or decaying. Even with the Hermit, it kind of looks like it was falling off and decaying because they're hiding. So it's really something important with your hands. Look up the spiritual meaning of hands if you've been dreaming about hands. All that. It's just, yeah, something is very significant with that for you. You could talk with your hands a lot. But you recognize I can be at the wheel of fortune. I can recognize what is meant for me, what is here for me. A lot of dead things, a lot of dead you, a lot of dead old you. See now at the corner of my eye, Page of Cups coming in here. You're recognizing so many things, the compassion, the love, the open, the honesty, the caring. Page of Cups is somebody that's very young. Like I said, you're starting over. You're going towards an energy that is very young, like childish. I wouldn't even say kind of like teenage almost, which lines up with the dream that I had as well. So pay attention to your dreams. Yeah, we got the Empress coming in here. A lot of parental mother energy with the Seven of Cups. You're stepping back into reality, and that is allowing you to be a whole lot more divine, to receiving messages, to receiving information, to receiving why you want to do things and truly doing it, to leading your life in a way that is based in actuality. Like I said, with this Virgo, the Hermit card, you're snapping out of the hiding. You're recognizing who is holding your light, and it's you. What you possess, your power. These hands, this mind is able to cultivate something that is going to stand for such a long time. Knight of Swords, Gemini energy with the Five of Swords in reverse. Like I said, you have released some mental conflict. You have let go of something. The Wheel of Fortune is right right on top of the Five of Swords in reverse. And like I said, you're not sweeping shit under the rug anymore. So with this Five of Swords, you could now recognize something in someone, in a family member, in a friend, in a opportunity, in a coworker, in a business, and just whatever, and you're speaking up about it more. You're like, I'm noticing in the cracks in your facade. I'm noticing the shakiness in your voice. I'm noticing these numbers aren't lining up. I'm seeing the bishop and I have my money, like something is not lining up. Like you are recognizing it, and you're recognizing as soon as I switch seats from sitting at the Wheel of Fortune to manning it, from reviewing this old book, I was able to actually close it and realize I was just rereading chapters over and over again. There are so many blank pages that have yet to be filled. There are so many realizations that I wasn't allowing myself to hold on to, so that I had to keep coming and having these epiphany aha moments. It was slowly building, and it is slowly still building. That's why you have the Knight of Swords, so that way you don't make these quick, brash decisions. You don't go at it lunge force, but you go at it in a way that still allows you to be honorable, to be stable, to be mindful, to shift and move in a way that is very, I'm going to need to cap this off, it's giving me a little bit of a headache, that is allowing you such openness and clarity in your life. You're moving, in essence, right under the Empress. You're birthing something. You're creating something. You're doing something with your hands. Something with your hands. You can read cards. Like, you are a very spiritual, powerful person. Like, you could be very sensitive with your energy, like not wanting people to touch you, or you don't really touch or interact with people. I'm hearing you're very outgoing, but you're particular with where you go outgoing with, or who you go outgoing with, excuse me. Like you don't mind like going out to that event, setting things up and doing that, but you're very particular in when and why you do it. Yeah, we got the Six of Cups and the Three of Wands coming out here. You're anticipating something. Like I said, you did a lot of reviewing, revising. I'm hearing regurgitating. That's right under the Hermit and the Chariot. This Three of Pentacles is right under the Ten of Pentacles and the Devil. You're recognizing I can sit in a moment where I'm crafting out of anxiety, crafting out of fear, crafting out of worry, crafting even out of toxic positivity, crafting out of delusion. You're recognizing these things as well. Like, okay, let's get into a center of reality, but also spirituality. Now, blessings and lessons of being taught and teaching. You're recognizing that there's a balance in everything of speaking up and not needing to speak. Of minding your business and giving a little bit of So taking it in. Because people will try it and people will try you. And I'm hearing that people have tried and tried you. So close out that book, give your synopsis. People's reviews on the back don't even really, because me personally, I never really read those. I would read what the book was about, and I would read the first 2-3 sentences. Because if you can pull me in the first 2-3 sentences, oh, you got me. You got me. You got me. And that's typically how I pick up books, drawn in by the cover. Then I read the back with but me reading the books, I never really read them. Because I don't know this person from a can of paint. Why do I care about their opinion? What does that mean to me? To me, I feel like you're doing a lot of that too. Because I wasn't saying this earlier today or during this time frame. This just not started with it. It's like to me, and it matters to me. I don't like that to me. So it's very much that. And yeah, Three of Cups and the Star coming out to you. Things are starting to matter or not matter to you, and that's how you're operating. The Aquarius energy, that celebration energy, that has been coming up a whole lot. And the stars coming right on top of there, right on top of the celebration. It's giving me 4th of July energy, which is coming up. It is my birthday. But I feel like for you guys, it's a different type of celebration. It's on Friday, Venus Day. A lot of celebration. A lot of people have off. I always say when there's holidays, that is also a good time to weave magic. It doesn't just have to be a moon. When you're able to feel, it doesn't have to be summer solstice. It doesn't have to be if there's a holiday and people are all concentrating on either, hey, we got this day off, we're gonna go do this and have fun and go do this and that, and we're gonna go spend time here, we're able to do this, and it's also a day where people are getting paid for doing what? Nothing. Some people do still have to work, but a lot of people are getting paid to do nothing but live, exist, have fun, go barbecue, go explore, go do this, whatever. I cannot stand fireworks. But I feel like this, especially with this coming out, is a day of celebration and you realizing I don't need to do anything but be me. And that is the most powerful thing that I can ever become. I don't need to switch up for other people, change for other people. I don't need to keep a tradition to keep a tradition. I don't need to stay in what I know just because I can read the chapter again and see exactly what's going to come in. No, I'm starting something. Here goes the end of the movie. Let's go ahead and roll the credits. Here goes the end of the book. Let's go ahead and mourn in the book and the characters. And that's the end. We're closing it. We're either going to give the book away or put it back on the shelf. You can go to read it every now and again. That's where reviews and shadow work and reflection comes in. But you're recognizing I am building something. Even the way that I set this out, I haven't done this in some time. Right? Where just kind of they're a little bit organized. So you're getting a lot more organized and structured in your life as well. Because we're just for a lot of the readings I've been doing, it's just, even if it feels like organized energy. But you guys, you really like, I'm structuring now. I'm looking at everybody, including myself, and I'm structuring up. Leveling up, I'm changing, I'm moving, I'm redirecting. I am not letting shit slide. I'm going to let shit go. which is different. I am moving in a way, in a direction that I'm not yearning for what isn't yearning or wanting for me or even aligned with me. It's gonna be a good this week. It's not even a weekly reading, but this week is gonna be really eye opening for you. Whenever you see this, the week is gonna be eye opening for you. Use those days to celebrate, holidays to celebrate, to do some magic. It's actually you want to do some money magic, some community magic, things of that sort, because that's where a lot of people. That's a lot of the only time they can get off to spend with their family, friends, or just to spend time doing what they want to do. So if you want to do magic around that area, or just even say a little spell, put it out there. Those are also good times. Really good times, really great energy. But that has been your reading, my darlings. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time.